Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, we are going to talk about candidate for Virginia Attorney General Jay Jones has found himself in some hot water after excuse me had a little itch in my throat after he found himself in some hot water after some text messages in the past have resurfaced where he said some unkind things about a colleague of his while he was serving as a state delegate. Now that has come out to light. We'll talk about it here on the program, and it could possibly ruin his campaign. There's some folks in the left that is even saying, hey, look, he should drop out. Obviously, his opponent, Jason Myers, who is the current Attorney General for the state of Virginia, and other folks on the right, really the Republican Party, is continuing to use this as ammunition to ruin his campaign. So we're going to talk about it on the Arrington Gavin Show. In addition to that, NFL coach who went viral for really fussing out one of his players for a fumble that cost him the game, even striking him, right? Didn't give him a black eye or anything, but he hit him, and he has since been fined 6 figures. So we're going to talk about that and more. We're also going to share, this is quite interesting. So Turning Point USA takes Blessing to HBCUs in push to recruit black students to MAGA. Oh, we're going to talk about this, y'all. I got to talk about this with y'all. But you don't want to miss it. You want to stay with us throughout the show. As always, thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into yet another great episode. Look, we're going to have some fun here. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. For those who happen to be watching us right now on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We want to continue to grow those numbers. We've seen huge growth, and we want to keep that momentum going. So I thank you for those who tune in. I'm thankful for those who disagree with me that tune into the show, because at the end of the day, at least you respect my opinion, and at least you're like, look, I don't agree with you, but I'm gonna watch it. You find me, I find you interesting, and I'm gonna watch you. Look, because this is a platform not just for independents. This is a platform for conservatives, liberals, you name it, all the above. We're here to have great conversation, because at the end of the day, everyone should be informed, right? So we're here to have some great conversation. So yes, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Arrington Gavin Show. In addition to watching us on YouTube, you can also check out past episodes on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Do me a favor, download the app. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. So it's multiple ways you can check that out. Goatverse TV is a wonderful app filled with so many amazing programs like yours truly. So please support independent media, support black-owned media, and we want to just, continue to spread the word, change the narrative. In addition to watching the Arrington Gavin Show, you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also check us out on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our radio partners, WBOK in New Orleans, WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about. And then we're going to move it on to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. That's right, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on their station. All righty. Now, look, before we head to a commercial break, let's go ahead and get it going with our fun fact of the day. Now, this was an awesome fun fact that I came across my feed. And I'm like, oh, I got to share this because it's something that you just never would have known. So, did you all know that the founders and creators of Hot Wheels and Barbie were husband and wife? Did you know? Did you know? Barbie was created by Ruth Handler, while her husband, Elliot Handler, co-created Hot Wheels. She went on to build a doll adored by millions of girls, and he designed the cars loved by generations of boys. Now, together, they shaped childhoods across the globe, and a rare couple whose inventions influenced pop culture in a total different yet equally powerful ways. I mean, that is that story made my day when I read about that. Because I was a Hot Wheels fanatic when I was a kid. Hot Wheels and wrestling. That was like my two top toys that you saw me playing with was race cars and wrestlers. That was the main thing. So the awesome thing is to tell you how successful those brands are now. Y'all already know how big Barbie is, right? Barbie came to resurface after the film Barbie. My wife sings the theme songs of those all the time. I'm just Ken. I'm like, please. Thank God I've never seen it. It was a funny story. So my wife and I, we were at this event, this annual event that we always attend to. One of our local TV stations out here in Virginia always hosts this big event, and we always get an invite, and it occurs at a local movie theater. What they do is they rent out two theaters, give you two options on, you mingle, you eat, you drink up, have a great time, right? And then at the end, you have the option to, stay and watch a movie, watch one of the premiere movies that's playing. And during that period, there were two popular movies. We had two options. It was either Barbie or Oppenheimer, right? Barbie or Oppenheimer. And I looked at my wife. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to see no Barbie. Now, we're going to see Oppenheimer. Now, did I even want to really see any of them? No, but I'm like, hey, it's on the house. Let me check out Oppenheimer. Little did I know Oppenheimer would end like the next day. Like, Oppenheimer was so long. Oh, my gosh. Y'all know my spat. I cannot stand long behind movies. And so that movie was so long. I can't remember. I mean, it was, cool story, but it was so long. You lost me because it was just so long. But anyway, I've never seen the Barbie movie, nor I don't think I will see the Barbie movie, but I heard it was successful. But the company alone says here that the brand value in April of 2024, brand finance value that the Barbie brand at over $720 million, placing it third in the annual top toy brand ranking. Now, gross value, let's see, figures showing 1.68 billion in 2021, 1.49 billion in 2022, and as of 2024, 1.4 billion dollars in 2024. So Matt's value, the parent company Mattel has significantly higher net worth, reaching approximately 6.5 billion by the end of November of 2023. So a very, very, very successful company. I mean, Barbie's has always been very fair, right? They've created themed Barbies for influential persons. They've created Barbies of color. They always stay in the loop, right? And then Hot Wheels, as of September of 2025, Hot Wheels is at a worth of 5.49. We might as well round up to $5.5 billion. So again, two successful companies created by two individuals who happen to be married for years. So I just think that's wonderful. Shout out to one thing, couple goals. shout out to the entrepreneurship couples out there, and shout out to those that really, I know they had to have motivated each other and helped each other out on the creations, right? They both had a theme and a love for toys. They both said, well, look, let me cover the guys, you cover the girls. I mean, genius. So that was our fun fact, y'all. Let's go ahead and head to a quick commercial break. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere and do not change that dial. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, I first want to discuss the recent controversy over Virginia Attorney General candidate, Democratic nominee, and former Virginia State Delegate Jay Jones. Okay, recently Jay Jones have found himself in some hot water because of an old text message that has resurfaced where he was that he made towards a colleague of his who actually happened to had been the House Speaker, the Speaker of the House during that period when he was serving as a state delegate. And the sad part is currently, and I'm speaking this from being front and center, seeing this race happening in my home state of Virginia. The Virginia election here is probably the most talked about one across the nation, right? We have a gubernatorial race between really a all female ballot. You have Democratic candidate, Democratic nominee, former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger. You have the current Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears, Republican nominee, and then you also have the independent candidate Donna Charles. All women, which we will witness history as the first women elected to serve as governor for the state of Virginia. Then you have the lieutenant governor candidates, you have conservative talk radio host out of Richmond, based out of Richmond, John Reed. And then you also have state senator Ghazala Hashmi, who is the Democratic nominee. And so in the beginning of this election, really I won't say the beginning, but the earlier stages, there was already controversy where the Republican Party did not want to accept John Reed as their candidate. They did not want to accept him as their nominee. I won't say as their candidate, but as their nominee. They wanted him to drop out, which was interesting because I'm like, well, who's left? One individual did not meet the standards. Another individual left due to health reasons. And then it's like, okay, now you're stuck with, because really John Reed was at third place. He was nowhere near close to becoming the nominee. Then it turns out he won the nomination. And now they didn't want to accept that. And there was never any reasons. There was allegations because of just rumors about things. And then you also have, which he will be the first gay man elected, first, I think, Republican gay man elected in that position too. So there was just so much stuff resurfacing. Like, why all of a sudden do they have an issue with this guy? This guy has been a vocal voice for the conservative movement, especially in the state of Virginia. He's been a vocal supporter of Donald Trump. Like, why are they not wanting to back this guy up? So that was causing so much havoc, where the Republican Party was not seeing, they were not on one accord at all. I mean, for the longest, you didn't see them endorse John Reed, nor saw them on the campaign trail. Now you see them as a trio, Winston Monroe Sears, John Reed, and Jason Myers, all on the campaign trail supporting one another. And then you go on to the opposing side, the Democratic side, where Abigail Spanberger had the nomination since day one. There was no other individuals that wanted to run against her. Now, there were rumors that other candidates wanted to. At one point, the former Richmond mayor LeVar Stoney wanted to run for governor. Then he dropped down to lieutenant. And he was one of like 6 candidates that end up running for lieutenant governor. And he ended up being one of the ones that lost. So now we have Senator Hashmi, and Jay Jones. Jay Jones is a former state delegate, who is now running for attorney general. He comes from a legacy in the political space in Virginia. His father was he's a former judge, as well as a former delegate. And so he comes from rich history. And at that time, y'all saw the polling. The polling was, I mean, a significant distance, right? It was Abigail Spanberger up to here, Winston Monroe Sears here. That's how it was consistent. Now you started seeing it trickling. It was teeter-tottering a little bit. Then a sign had a very offensive sign, racial sign that was made against Winston Monroe Sears. And I can't recall the message, but it was very offensive, that drew a lot of criticism from her critics. And then that gained her an endorsement and a wealthy donation from the former founder of BET, Bob Johnson, who is a registered Republican. He donated, I believe, like $500,000 to her campaign. And so that was momentum. I mean, it's starting to narrow. The race is starting to really narrow between the two individuals. Now we get closer to the attorney, because I'll be honest, people don't pay attention at the lieutenant governor's race. Why? Because most of the time they're on the campaign trail with the governor, and who most likely who votes for the governor is going to vote for the lieutenant governor on that same ticket. You rarely see a mix of like a Democrat governor and a Republican lieutenant governor. I have not witnessed that, but that does exist in the United States. And so we see this momentum going. We see everything occurring in on the positive side, on the Democratic side. We see all the signs of, oh, this is going to be a win. It might not be an easy win, but it's going to look like it's a win because all the momentum is shifting towards them. Then you start having the smear campaigns. That's very common with elections, right? When it gets closer to the election day, you start seeing smear campaigns starting to bash the candidate's name and all this stuff, which to me, smear campaigns is an insult to the community. Why, you ask, Arrington? Because they assume that, okay, you throw us one bad story, or you throw a makeshift, a makeup story about this candidate, and just assume that we're not gonna look at the proof for ourselves and also look at their track records of what they stand on, this and the other. You know what I mean? Like, you start finding stories that happen 20,000 years ago, this and that, and they just start saying, is this really who you want? Is this really who you want? Is this really who you want? And I get it. People can be swayed when they're like at a standstill, like, who do I choose? Oh, but I did hear about the story. Oh, but I did see that, or did see that. Look, 90% of the time they work. That's why people pour in a lot of money into it. But I just look at it as like a distraction from voters. Let the voters truly just attend some town halls, read their pamphlets, read their websites, read what they're, and then make the decisions from themselves. Don't spend countless of dollars, millions of dollars, or thousands of dollars on commercial ads while insulting the other opponent. But I will say they are pretty juicy. They are interesting. But anyway, let's go to this story here. So Jay Jones found himself in hot water, as I mentioned earlier, because some old text resurfaced where he made some very, very disturbing comments about a colleague of his. Now, this is from the Virginia Mercury. I'm going to read your article from the Virginia Mercury, but first let me go ahead and play the soundbite from a local news affiliate out here in Virginia. This was on, I believe, 13 News, which is an ABC affiliate. Hold tight as I play this clip for you all.
Jones is running to become Virginia Attorney General, taking on incumbent Jason Miyares, but he's facing controversy over alleged text messages he sent to Republican House Delegate Kerry Coyner in 2022. Those texts allegedly show Jones joking about shooting former House Speaker Todd Gilbert and even fantasizing about Gilbert's children dying in their mother's arms. Jones apologized, saying when he saw those words it made him sick to his stomach. He says he's embarrassed and ashamed for what he said. Still, his apology hasn't stopped political leaders from speaking out. President Trump, in a post to Truth Social, called Jones' actions, quote, sick and demented, and believes it is grounds for resignation. Incumbent Jason Miyares says, quote, this conduct is disqualifying. Putting politics aside, one has to be coming from a dark place to advocate the murder of a colleague and their family. Republican candidate for Virginia Governor Winsome Earl-Sears says the messages reveal a bigger problem within the party.
The calls for hate and violence are coming from the mouths of the Democrat Party's leaders. And Jay Jones is just the most recent, and his wish for violent acts the most clear.
Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, who is running against Earl-Sears, also expressed disapproval. She says she told Jay to take full responsibility for his words and that she condemns violent language in politics. Meanwhile, the Democratic committees of Virginia's 2nd Congressional District say they are backing Jones, saying, quote, we are lined up 10 toes down, and crediting him for taking accountability. Now, Jones did not hold elected office when he sent those text messages. He has reported to other media outlets that he does not plan to back out of the attorney general's race. I'm Jermaine Beatty, 13 News Now.
So I stand corrected. He was not in office when he made those messages, but still, as a former elected official, you still hold, especially a person that's you had the idea in your head that you were going to run again for office. And see, this is when I personally want to ask, Jay Jones, what the hell, man, were you thinking? What were you thinking? Because here's the thing. Jay would not have known that during this period, okay, especially when those text messages resurfaced, it was during an era when the conservative right is bashing the left as being the party of violence, the party of political violence that started all this hate. That is the cause of why the life of Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, is no longer with us. Like they've already made the allegations, and there's elected officials saying all this happened from the radical left, all this happened, and now guess what? That right there, that's a prime ammunition for them. That is something they're going to continue to recycle past this election. They're going to continue, win or lose. They're going to continue to use this. And I have been at functions where the former delegate has spoken. Very sharp brother. And now seeing this, it's like it doesn't just change for his race, but it could possibly destroy the race for the blue ticket, for the Democratic ticket. I'm serious. And I mean, hey, look, he still has supporters that's sticking with him. Like they said, the Democratic Committee of the 2nd Congressional District is standing behind him. I'm aware of, I believe the Virginia Beach Democratic Party is still standing behind him as well. It's a lot. So let me go ahead and read you this article here, and then I want you all to hear from his opponent, current Attorney General Jason Miyares. But let me go ahead and read you this article from the Virginia Mercury. If you would like to check this out, you can go to virginiamercury.com. The writer of this article is Bob Lewis. I actually hope to reach out to Bob to see if I can get him on the program. But he titles this commentary, "Did Jones really imagine that his malignant texts to a GOP delegate would remain confidential?" So again, as first reported by the National Review, Jones mistakenly sent to Delegate Carrier Corner, a Republican out of Chesterfield, a text venting his resentment over eulogies being made for a moderate Democrat former delegate from Southwestern Virginia. But when he became aware of the misdirected missive, he unspooled a hypothetical scenario to Corner in which he held a gun with 2 bullets, and before him stood Todd Gilbert, then Republican Speaker of the Virginia House, and 2 of history's most genocidal despots, Adolf Hitler and Pol Pot, who was behind Cambodia's killing fields. Okay, so to the question of which of the 3 he would shoot, he didn't miss words. I quote here, says, "Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head," Jones texted. Spoiler. "But Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people, and he received both bullets every time. Just a bad joke, right? If only." and this is in the article what I'm reading here. Jones then doubled down on the privity, telling Coroner that he hoped Gilbert's wife Jennifer would one day hold her child as it. I mean, it. I don't want to. I really don't want to say this, but again, you heard the video of what I just shared from our local news outlet here. Most everyone with the platform, from the president to editorialists to ordinary folks posting on social media, has already sounded off. Yes, as I mentioned. Now Jones has apologized for his part. You've already heard from Abigail Spanberger told him he's held accountable on this, and I mean I don't know, man. I mean it's that is a tough thing to come back on, especially when you're running for attorney general, the highest position that you could possibly, like, you're in charge of law enforcement. How do you expect to protect or at least earn the trust? I'm not going to say that, because again, I'm not saying that he doesn't want folks to be protected, but how do you expect folks to trust an individual that makes jokes like that? That's not, where's the joke? Where's the joke? No one's funny. I'm not laughing. No one is laughing. No one is laughing, bro. Like, boy. Let's see here. It says Jones faces an aggressive re-election bid for incumbent GOP Attorney General Jason Myers in a state poll of likely Virginia voters by the Washington Post and George Mason University's Scar School of Policy and Government, published in the Post, recently showed Jones with a 6 percentage point edge over Myers, which is within the poll's margin of sampling error of plus or minus 3.4 percentage points. I doubt that same poll conducted now would be so charitable to Jones. I totally agree. I'm not going to read any more of this article here, but I would like for to share with you all the response from Attorney General Jason Myers, who happens to be the opponent, the Republican nominee for Attorney General. So hold tight as I pull up that soundbite for you all.
I thought the fact that he said what he said, in my opinion, is disqualifying, particularly in this era of political violence. My job as Attorney General is to stop violence. I can't imagine somebody running for this job that has openly advocated and fantasized about violence against a political opponent or their children. And so I find it completely troubling. I thought the fact...
I mean, listen, Jason Myers has been everywhere on a local level and on a national level speaking about this. You rarely hear about his platform because this story is the talk of the town. It's the talk of the town. He's been on every national, I mean, and even again, national, this made national news. So once again, the left is in a rebuilding stage on how can they continue to respond and defend us, because see now every single elected official on the left is going to have to speak on behalf. They're going to have to speak on behalf of this, or answer to folks that'll be like, well, what are you going to do with this guy? What about this guy? What about this guy? It's going to be difficult. But we will continue to talk about it more here on the Arrington Gavin show. We're going to hope to get in contact with some folks that is I would love to have former Delegate Jay Jones on. Personally, I would love to have him on to speak about this matter. If not, I would like to get in contact with folks who are either within his team or supporters of him, because this, my friends, is this could change. This can really change it. This can really change it. And you're probably saying, Arrington, you're doing a little too much. You're doing too much. He can affect the whole Democratic ticket. We just don't know. We really don't know when it comes to elections these days. We really do not know. All it takes is the one slip up, which is funny because I feel as though on the right, it's like they can have like 500 slip ups and still have a close chance of winning an election. The left, they got 1 to 2 slip ups, maybe 3, and they done. They done. Am I lying? I'm not trying to make this a well, I mean, I kind of am, but I'm just saying that happens. That happens. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But y'all, look, let's go ahead and digress from this story. I want to move it on to another one here. Let's have a little let's talk about some sports here. Actually, no. I want to talk about this story here. Do I want to talk about that? Dang. Let's see. What do I want to talk about? Okay, let's stay in Richmond. How about that? Let's stay in Richmond here, because I always want to share with you all, because we got to keep these folks accountable. Let's see. Let's talk about this story out of Richmond. So a former Richmond City Council candidate recently indicted on fraud charges. Indicted on felony charges. Gentleman's name is Tavares Floyd. He faces 4 charges of willfully making material false statements on a campaign finance report. This is reported by 12 on Your Side. Yes, 12 on Your Side, based out of Richmond. WWBT, a former Richmond City Council candidate, was indicted recently on 4 felony counts related to campaign finance violations. A grand jury indicted Tavares Floyd on 4 counts of willfully making material false statements on his campaign finance report. Floyd previously served as Ellen's Robertson's City Hall liaisons, and last year ran to unseat her as 6th district representative. Floyd's claimed to receive tens of thousands of dollars in campaign contributions, significantly higher than his running mates. Soon, the legitimacy of these campaign finance reports was called into question by the Richmond Times-Dispatch and VPM. Now, the TD reported they spoke with multiple people listed as donors who said they never gave that Floyd money to Floyd's campaign, adding one of the individuals listed as a donor had reportedly been dead since 1984. Bro, this is the stuff that constantly gets on my nerves, and it's so flipping common when people will do anything to get that win. Also, y'all, and I've spoken about this on the show before, it is a bit suspect when we see these large amounts of money being brought in on local races. Okay, and I'm talking about between $300,000 to $800,000, hell, even almost $1 million on a council race or a mayoral race. That is a lot of money. Now, hey, look, it could be a very large city that has a lot of wealthy individuals in it, right? But I remember having a former councilwoman on the program, and she said, councilwoman based out of Virginia Beach, and she said, look, the role for the pay for this role is around $25,000 to maybe a little over, maybe I'll just say between $25,000 and $28,000 a year. You raise $500,000, $800,000 for a $25,000 job. Like, it just is. The math is not mathing, right? The math is not mathing. Who are these folks giving you this large sum of money? Think about it. Think about it. All right. Now, it says here during the campaign, Floyd also was accused of lying about being related to the late George Floyd at his status as a lawyer. Although indictments have nothing to do with those allegations, still, a lie is a lie. And you trying to basically, you're running to be looked as the person that will forever be truthful, right? Politicians don't run as liars. They run as people that are gonna mean what they say, practice what they preach, make all the promises that has been met. Yeah, this joker is saying he's related to an individual, and he's not. Come on now, a very individual that was raised a lot of influence around this United States. Now, says here that after the indictments follow a 10-month investigation. These charges are the results of the product of a diligent investigation by the Virginia State Police, during which they investigated dozens of individuals, obtained documentary evidence, and performed forensic accounting. Each charge is a Class 5 felony with maximum of 10 years in prison. So we will see. We will see how this will end up for this gentleman. But I'll tell you one thing. He should not run for anything, but I don't even trust him running for hall monitor. Or class president. Okay. Not gonna happen. But y'all, look, thank you for staying with us. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Look, next up we're gonna talk some sports. So recently there were some interesting this past football season. There have been some interesting moments happening on the sideline, even happening before and after the game. And what I don't know if y'all could recall, but the game, the one of the Cardinals games where there was an interaction between running back Amari DeMarco and his head coach Jonathan Gannon. I believe that's how that last name is pronounced. So here's the thing. And this happened before in the NFL, but running back, Amari Gennard, could have he cost a team the win. He cost his team a win. He dropped the ball literally smidgen inches from entering into the end zone. We've seen it happen with other players. The last player I remember doing something like that was Deshaun Jackson, wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Phenomenal talent. Now he's the head football coach of Delaware State. He did that. And literally just before crossing the goal line, it cost his team. Yes, it cost him the win. And all you see on the sideline is Jonathan Gannon getting closer to his player, getting in his face, and then he probably like slapped his chest, and one of the other coaches kind of pulled him aside like, hey, hold your composure. So this reported right by NBCSports.com says here, per reports, so he had been fined, the coach had been fined $100,000. That fine the Cardinals have imposed on Gannon for the interaction with DeMarco. Gannon made contact with DeMarco at least twice and was generally in the player's face like an overly caffeinated drill sergeant. Gannon told reporters recently that he apologized to DeMarco and the team. The league has announced that after conclusion with the NFL Players Association, it will take no action against Gannon beyond the team's penalty. Now, the six-figure fine sends a clear message regarding acceptable behavior by football coaches. Although it's an inherently physical sport, the days of putting hands or feet on players are long over, and actions will be taken when coaches cross that line. Now, personally, do I think he should have been fined? No, I really don't think it was that big of a deal to fine him $100,000. Like that's extremely steep. I think he shouldn't have been fined at all. Do I think he was wrong for hitting his player? Yes, even though, look, football is a high intensity sport, right? Sometimes you celebrate by hitting your player. Like, that's what I'm talking about, because the man had pass. He did not injure his player. The player's not bruised. He didn't even fall on his back. Didn't even fall back at all. Fine, it's nothing. But I do think sometimes coaches have to be careful, because let's be honest, these are two grown-ass men. These are two grown men, and the guy's he's already depressed because he cost the team he cost his teammates and the whole team the win. As a head coach, you have to somewhat be the father figure, the leader, the mentor, to say, hey, look, you made a mistake. We gonna move it on. The season's still early. You learn from mistakes, keep it moving. Sports about perseverance. It's about never giving up. You hitting your player, fussing him out in his face like that, what does that do to help? What does that do to help? And to all the multi masculine, the macho men that tune into this program and saying, oh my gosh, you're being such a wimp. Stop being such a wimp. He's fine. Look, y'all need to hush, because I told you, I don't think the man should be fined, but I'm just talking about in general. Y'all the same ones. If y'all do that as a coach and y'all do it to players, don't be ashamed if a player responds by hitting you, a person with no pads. I'm just saying, these are world-class athletes. This little scrawny coach right here acting like he can do whatever he wants, hit a player, this, that. No. We not having that. I remember it was an old story in college football. I'm forgetting what coach it was and what university, but there was a video of him like throwing a basketball very forceful at a player for making a mistake. And just that coaching abuse, man, that's long gone. That is long gone. I remember I used to have high school coaches that used to get in our faces, this and that and the other. Don't get me wrong. Did I want to respond? Absolutely. But I didn't do it. At the end of the day, I had the mindset of like, this is going to be motivation for me to do better, which, hey, that player could have took it that way. He probably didn't. Trust me, that player didn't call but say, hey, look, you need to fine my coach, because he hit me. Don't blame the player. I'm right now blaming the coach because the coach could not hold his composure. And when you hold that role as a coach, a head football coach, you oversee other coaches, coordinators, players, practice players, you name it. You are the team leader. And if you can't hold your composure, bro, then that is not the job for you. You should not be a head coach. That's where I'm coming from, y'all, is that he should have held his composure. Yes, it feels good to get that win. And on top of that, every win means you get to keep your job. And every loss means you about to lose your job. But again, it's about holding your composure. Holding your composure. If that was a Pop Warner game, if that was a cop, I'm telling you, wrong response, y'all. Wrong response. Former Patriots defensive back Devin McCarty explained on Pro Football Talk the manner in which former Patriots coach Bill Belichick would have addressed the Mitchell mistake in the New Orleans team meeting. He would have said, with the Cardinals losing 3 in a row and with no playoff appearances in Gannon's first 2 seasons on the job, Sunday's avoidable mistake and Gannon's inexcusable reaction to it could fuel yet another Arizona coach change within the 2025 season when the 2025 season ends. So look, it's tough being a coach, man, in the NFL. It's tough being a coach in the NFL. But I'm gonna tell you another. Set aside from this story, I'm gonna pass on another interesting story that involved a fine in the NFL. So this right here was in a recent Cowboys game. The Cowboys game when they played, I think they beat the Jets this past season, and there was a video that went viral showing the owner, billionaire Jerry Jones. He was giving giving a thumbs up to all the Cowboys fans that happened to be at that Jets game, because it was an away game for Dallas Cowboys. So he was thumbs up in all the Cowboys fans. But then you see him look down and he gives a finger to somebody. But everybody thought it was hilarious. They're like, I mean, old man, 90 years old, giving him the finger like. And so anyway, NFL didn't like it. They fined him $250,000. Now the funny thing is, I'm looking at a quote here. He said the intention was a thumbs up. Jerry, you ain't fooling nobody, Jerry. Jerry was like, beat that Dallas Cowboys, baby. That man gave him the bird, gave him the 3-finger piece. Oh, that was so funny. That was so funny right there. But I mean, just let Jerry enjoy that moment, y'all. Let Jerry enjoy it. And plus, it's $250,000. That is tip money for Jerry. You know how much paper Jerry got? Lord have mercy. Don't get me started. Do not get me started. Let me see here. How much time do I have left? Let's go ahead. We're going to take another commercial break. And when we come back, I have one more story for you all. Not going to have time to discuss the new movement happening from Turning Point USA, but we will get to talk about that on the next show. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a quick breather. We're going to come back and I have one more story to share with you all here in the Arrington Gavin Show. So do not go anywhere. Be right back after these commercial breaks.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, and after-school program SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarenLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Last thing I wanted to share with you all today, which really just blew my mind, and it just what I look at this is like smart entrepreneurship work. So, reported by People Magazine, woman charges $1,000 to watch kids at weddings. Okay, name is Sandra Ware. She charges parents an extra $65 per hour if their group of kids require a second nanny to help. She says she has 11 years of babysitting experience, but one unamusing gig in 2024 changed her business brand and life forever. She was hired to help a family attending a wedding. Just took a look out for their 4 kids. Yeah, just to look out for their 4 kids while their parents enjoyed their night. Throughout the event, guests kept approaching Ware with the same types of questions, asking if she watches kids at weddings as a specific service. If it was something she has never even thought of doing before then. Quote, she says, "It was just natural for me to go to an event with the family and help." Ware, who's 33 years old, told People Magazine 1 year later, but then I saw so much potential to build something more complete. Then and there, the Wedding Nanny NYC was born. Ware launched her company with the intentions of tailoring child care to weddings and similarly special events. She bolstered the brand with her background in nutrition and child development, CPR certification, and general knowledge of what kids need to stay satisfied and well behaved. Now, while Ware's experience is widely applicable, she notes the wedding sitting is different from the typical nanny job for a number of reasons. For one thing, between a ceremony and a party, weddings can run all day. It's a far longer assignment than mom and dad's date night out. Plus, Ware usually hasn't met the people who hired her, nor the kids she's being asked to watch. For this reason, she always sets up a comprehensive call with the clients 1 week before the wedding day, just so they can run through logistics and concerns and build up a connection, says the babysitting expert. Wow. So let me go ahead and speed through this, y'all. I mean, she has like a full staff. So how much child care? Let's see. $1,000 fee, which covers 12 hours on site, throw clients and extend service to 14 hours is required. I've already mentioned about the 65 8-hour package clients can purchase for $650 to start. I mean, good gracious, man. Y'all gotta check this out. I'll talk a little more maybe about on the next show, but because I'm looking at my time here. But she's making bank, y'all. So $1,000 to watch kids at weddings. I'm in the wrong business. I'm trying to hold my tongue. I'm in the wrong business, y'all. That's my time. Look, be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, available on all digital streaming platforms. Peace and blessings, y'all. Get out there, vote. Remember, your vote is your voice. That is your power. Stay safe out there. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show.